Talk to us, B.
What's today? We don't need to mention the day, but the night before last. I'm not a TikTok guy.
Right.
Like, I don't go on TikTok a lot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I understand it's very lovable.
Yeah.
And it's about to go away.
I'm not a big TikTok.
But
It's definitely gonna go away.
But the thing is, so the only time there is a certain time that I will indulge in TikTok for some reason. And it's those times when I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't sleep.
Yeah.
It's something about TikTok in the strange hours of the night that's very entertaining. There's people that's like live. People be live on there and they be doing the weirdest stuff, like acting like robots, and it be some weird stuff going on TikTok. I just be scrolling. I just be scrolling.
I'm gonna let you get back. I one night I went down the road of reptilian people.
See,
oh, man.
That's what I'm saying.
And you just go deeper.
Yeah, I went down the road too.
And it's like 3 minutes of this, and then now we're just in weird. The Book of Enoch, and now humans and giants,
and now somebody reading cards, and now somebody, it just be all this.
I'm an Aquarius. They an Aquarius.
Oh man,
this really happened.
It be a lot.
I promise you. You go down. You just go down it.
So when I wake up in the middle of the night, that is exactly what I'm talking about.
And that's why I'm addicted to TikTok.
I just be like, but I don't look at it no other time, other than when like somebody's saying something like, "Yo, check this out."
Yeah.
So man, I wake up the other night. Well, it was morning at this point. It was like 5 a.m. But I wake up and I'm like, well, I got a little time. Let me go and see if I can see any of my weird friends on TikTok.
Weird friends?
That's what I call them. They're just like, you know what I'm saying?
Like weird friends.
So I popped the joint open, man, and I'm scrolling. That's cool, and I'm seeing live. Like, I only watch lives.
Yeah.
Like, it's just something about the lives. You know what I'm saying? So I'm scrolling the lives, and I run across it's this little female, and apparently she on a date. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful young lady. It's just real cool vibes.
Right.
Shit, what they doing? And I could hear the dude talking because he's talking to the bartender about his drink. And she's like, he said he's going to get you another one. It's cool. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? And then I'm like, why is they date night? I'm like, where they at? Because they was like really up and like moving and grooving, like, and it's 5 a.m. where I'm at. So I'm like, yo, what time is it? Where they at? So now I'm trying to figure out where they at. You know, I'm just whatever. So I'm like, where they at? So I said, let me click on her profile. So I click on her profile, you know what I'm saying, just kind of see what's going on. And I start looking at her, and I start clicking. And this young lady, I figure out she was in Vegas.
Okay.
This young girl is a whole prostitute.
Oh, wow.
And she goes live on her dates with her tricks. And I'm looking at her videos, and this little girl, and she probably like 22-ish. She look.
So she young.
She like
young.
22.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And literally, this girl, all her videos, she talk about behind the scenes of this trick and this trick and this trick. I don't know what's going on with him. He got violent. And I'm only 5'2", and he just flipped me over, and I'm like,
oh man.
I'm like, hold on.
But talking about it so matter of fact.
I'm like, what is?
How many
so
followers
now,
does she have?
I can guarantee it's an astronomical amount. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because she got the look, she got the talk,
right?
And apparently she
lives an interesting life.
She lives that life.
Yeah,
bro. Some of her videos, literally, she reads her DMs. So she does like reaction videos to her DMs.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So she like, okay, time to read some DMs, and she like in the bottom corner, and she reading, and like literally, bro, young girl after young girl asks her for tutelage and information on how to get more money in the prostitution game. Like literally. And she just be like, okay, so you said, well, what I'll tell you is you need to learn how to pimp yourself better. Like that. Like, this is how she talking to him. And they, like, literally, her inbox be flooded with inquiries of how to do better.
Wow.
You know, one said, how do you suggest we trap better in Atlanta? I'm like, it was very, I was very grieved by it.
But most definitely.
I'm like, it was saddening. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm in the dark about things. I know the culture we live in. You know, we've dealt with young people for over a decade.
Yeah, a long time.
And I done heard everything.
Right.
Everything you can imagine. come out of a young person's
Right.
mouth. You know what I'm saying? But to see this, it was so matter of fact.
Yeah.
It was so blatant. It was so, hey, tell us, and they call it 304.
Right.
Tell us how to 304 better. Tell us how to, because, remember the page back in the day,
and all that,
you turn it upside down and say ho. For the people who don't know, if you never had a beeper or a pager, you could put numbers in it and
say 304, spell out stuff.
You turn it around and it say ho. Yeah. So they say, let us know how to hoe better. Like, they literally going to her, like, and she giving advice. You know what I mean? But, like I said, it wasn't a thing of, wow, this really goes on. It was a thing of, it is really, really rampant in the culture.
Yes, that's the biggest thing.
Accepted, man.
That's the biggest part right there. But it ain't just. It's not. I mean, what she does, she's out in Vegas, but they do this stuff online too.
Oh yeah.
Like, so the OnlyFans culture is taking over, and these people are making astronomical amounts of money.
They are making
millions of dollars.
Legitly. Millions of dollars a month.
A month. Their lifestyles are crazy.
I think, and the thing was, it was like, I guess it kind of, it put me in a place because, I guess because now I'm on the other side of an age to where now the prostitutes are way younger than me. They used to be way older than us. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, anytime you see them,
think of a prostitute,
we were young, and they were most definitely adults.
They were adults.
Adults.
You know what I'm saying? Or at least they look like adults.
No, yeah, they were most
definitely now that
adults.
we're adults.
Right.
Yeah. I'm looking at this child.
Yeah.
Literally indoctrinating other children.
Yes, man.
And it was just like, and so this was my 5 a.m. on TikTok. And I'm like, yo.
But this is the crazy part is, what's scary for y'all, more so than us, is y'all babies still got to come up in this. And like, our kids are old enough to know what's going on. They've experienced what life was like without social media versus their whole entire lives with social media.
With it. Yeah.
That's a game changer. Like, at least they know. Like, they experienced what life was like outside, playing at a park for hours, normal.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of times the younger kids, they don't even have that escape.
They don't have social
Or they
skills.
don't want to escape it. They literally just want to look on that social.
Lacking.
Big time.
Bro, my kids, the one or two times they went outside in 2023, I saw them at the neighbor's house. They were all together. Right. They were all sitting there, all on phones.
All on phones.
That's sad, man.
It is. And this is why, like, college is so different. Because back in the day when we used to go to a college party, it was a party.
Yeah, you were
like
partying.
It was a real deal.
You had a party.
Pouring, elbows throwing.
I mean, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And these parties was drinking, wild,
wild.
For real.
2020.
Kicking it.
Right. Cisco.
Right. Rose wine.
Just anger for no reason. Didn't even know you was angry. Just out of a sudden, Cisco, Mad Dog 2020 coming to play.
Thunderbird.
Life is different.
She was on that Thunderbird.
I was on Thunderbird.
That banana red MD. She on Mad Dog. I mean, no, not Mad. That was us, Mad Dog. She on Thunderbird and a pack of Kool-Aid.
You just open the Kool-Aid, put it inside, and then you...
Girl, anyway.
What the heck?
Anyway, so, listen.
But you see what I'm talking about,
I wanted to bring that up to y'all, man, because, I don't know, man, like for real, like, I was really like, I never used the word grieved.
Yeah. But
and I felt grieved.
Yeah.
Like,
me and my cousin was on the phone the other day. He's a guy, our cousin, and he was like, he shut down all his social media pages because he was trying to see where he could watch us at. And I'm like, on YouTube. He was like, yeah, because that's all I got. He was like, I pulled up on Instagram. It was a little girl twerking.
Yeah.
He was like, so now we promoting pedophilia.
Yeah.
So he shut down everything. He was like, I don't know what kind of algorithm they got me on.
But the FBI
that
ain't gonna come get
right. But he was really grieving. He's raising his daughter. You know,
that's tough.
He's a single father, raising his daughter, and he was like really I didn't even know what to say to that because I'm like, wow. But what I will say is, because people don't have social skills, everybody's looking for somebody to look up to.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like. Because even adult women are looking, we got regular secretaries out here getting their whole bodies done.
Yeah.
Regular secretary.
$40,000 a year.
So right.
Nah, that's real.
Getting your whole body done. For real.
Somebody's grandmother, my oldest is 24. His friend's grandmother just had her body done.
Yo, I saw an older lady.
Wow.
I saw an older lady in Rainbow the other day, and I swear she had a BBL.
Yeah.
And she was old.
Yeah.
When I say old.
But
And I was like, this?
she will also shake that BBL on OnlyFans
And make
money.
that money.
That's the thing.
But what I'm saying,
everybody's doing it.
but what I'm
It ain't
saying
just
is,
22-year-olds.
what I'm saying is, so everybody is looking up to somebody to look up to.
Yeah.
Because they don't have social skills.
Everybody's looking up to
Because
somebody.
nobody has a tribe anymore.
How do you explain the older generation doing the same thing?
Because they're trying to create content too.
I think it's about
Because they
money.
still lost, and they're trying to make more money
But at the
because
same time, I think older people see now, and it's a real thing. We get to that place of that midlife crisis.
That is true.
Midlife crisis
That is
looks
true.
different now.
It do.
Yes.
Yeah.
It used to be everybody buy a sports car and this, that, and the other. Now the midlife crisis is
everybody get their body done.
BBL, I'm gonna get an OnlyFans, and I'm gonna stay relevant.
And I'm gonna stay relevant.
Relevant and you talk about the economy and
How bad
the inflation.
Inflation
And
is
people
crazy.
are, what I'm saying, especially you got these, even when you on social media and they give you these stats, you know what I'm saying? And you looking at like, you need to make over
amount of
100,000 something just to pay this or to pay that.
Yeah. That's
it's
a real
freaking
thing.
people out. You know
That's
what
a
I'm
real
saying? Like,
thing.
yo, what else I gotta do?
Right.
jobs
I
are
gotta expand my territory.
Jobs are offering
Vegas, here I
55K.
come.
Yeah.
55K. You got a master's and you offer 55K. So
Right.
yeah, I can. You
It's
can
a lot of
imagine.
dynamics,
It's
right?
a lot of
It's a few dynamics happening.
But I do think the lack of social skills. Because she's online. She probably has millions and millions of followers. She probably make millions online doing that. She gets the attention that her ego needs to keep going because that ain't really her, right? That's somebody. That's
persona.
the ego. That's the persona.
Yeah.
And then she got to go home with herself at night. And we don't know how lonely she is. And then when she harms herself or anything, everybody gonna be like, I didn't see.
And we're not saying that she's going to harm herself.
No. I'm just saying.
But she's saying if something like that happens.
No, I'm just hypothetical. I'm not even talking about her. I'm just talking about
the culture of
the culture
Right,
of that. We've seen like in the media a lot where like someone has deep depression, harm themselves, unalive themselves, and then everybody is kind of like, wow, you're looking at that person like, we're looking at that person like, oh, she was beautiful. It looked like she had the world by her, in her hands.
Right.
And she was
bought what she wanted.
Right, could do what she wanted. And she was beautiful, like on the outside too. Yeah. And they are struggling in the inside, and nobody knows. Because we don't even get more than surface.
I was about to say, you don't even get that deep.
Well, that's where the
the only
skills
time you
come
get
in
that
at.
deep is after the fact when somebody posts some long thing about you, or you doing your suicide note on the
You
thing,
tell
and
it
now we
all.
like, oh snaps.
Right,
The signs were always there. And,
right, the signs are always there.
I'm gonna say this. I think to B's point though, what really grieved him was the amount of support this young lady was getting and the questions that were being asked. And the influence
and the tutelage,
right? That she was giving, right? Probably pays and she probably offers classes because that's another.
That's how they was literally hitting her. Like, yo, let us know how to do this.
It's another form of income for her.
Let us know how to trap better in Atlanta.
All over the place. But here's the other side of that. Hurt people. Somewhere down the line, that young lady hurt.
Of course, bro.
But she doesn't know how to register that.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what that feels like or what that looks like. She just knows she's hurt. It doesn't even register as hurt anymore. It's just a part of who she is. But
something set her on that path.
Something put her where she is today.
Yeah.
And also, she feels comfortable in giving that information instead of saying, you know what, I don't want y'all to live like me.
Right.
I don't want y'all to go through what I'm going through, because it's glamorized, but there, she just said she's 5'2", and somebody picked her up and tossed her around in one of the videos. That's scary.
She was saying like, I felt it was too far this time, but she was laughing,
right,
and blah blah blah.
She's masking the pain because she's really scared and hurt, but I'm gonna laugh it off and I'm gonna tell it, and of course it feels good to release it, but you're releasing it to other people that's feeding on it.
Yeah.
Because they're dealing with the same pain.
My life, your entertainment.
There you go.
And nowadays, my life, your entertainment turns into financial gain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Pain is
that
profitable.
Is horrible.
And
it is so profitable.
we always glorified how well somebody's doing.
Yeah,
we measure people's personality like, oh, they doing so good. They over there, and they might be horrible people.
Yeah.
But because they had the shiny car in the shiny
that's the
house.
part, Amy. Because guess what? She's sitting in the car, and her car seat looked just like this.
Yeah.
And they got a black stitching.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. With a double R or a B or something
right
crazy.
Like, if your car seats look like this,
right, you know what time it is. It's a whole different situation.
Right.
So, and that's reality, because that looks good. Everybody's chasing something, and they feel like if they can sit in a car like that, they'll be validated.
Right.
All the pain they went through is worth it,
and it don't.
And it's not. It's not.
But Jay, I don't know. Like something you said, like I don't even know. I don't even know if it's registering as pain at all.
I don't. And we know what it is, but a lot of times,
a mature lens,
right? That's from a person that's been through
a mature lens.
Not that, but been through things that were painful and was living with that pain and it didn't register.
And it didn't register then.
That's also like even from the mental health perspective, that you can. How you can stuff everything down. You don't know that those things are what they are until something triggers that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And so it's like you have no idea that level of that level of influence she has, that level, you know what I mean, the exposure that she's getting, the amount of people she's encountering, like she has no idea what those triggers are going to be.
And what it's doing is it's recreating itself so rapidly.
Right.
Because now you got people that have never even been through what they've been through. They're still seeking what they have because they've glamorized it and made it look so good that I don't even have to go through that in order for me to still put myself on the line like that.
I want to be like her.
Right. They ain't never did none of this.
Like her.
They ain't never been touched. Because a lot of that comes from molestation, some type of sexual assault.
And the people she influences, you said, wasn't going through that.
They ain't been through that.
Glamorized.
It's so glamorized.
They're like, I'm willing to go through it.
I'm willing to take myself through there.
I'm really not seeing the other side of it.
Man, listen, man, they don't understand the other side of that culture. It's so cold
and dark.
Yeah, bro. People be watching her dates, and sometimes I'm literally looking. I'm telling you, I'm looking at her stuff, and I'm like, dang, she be posting all her dates, and people be in the comments, girl, you got him, girl, I thought you said you already got paid. What you doing still there? Like that type of stuff. Literally, it's like play by play.
Wow.
Giving comments, and she looking at it and then it's a lie, bro.
Yeah,
it's a lie.
That's a whole lie.
But also,
so
I think
the guys don't mind being on the.
She's probably not putting them in front.
It's
just her.
They just showing. You can hear.
You might hear them in the background,
but you can't see
what's
them.
Happening.
Okay.
And then she even tell them watch out, I'm not trying to put you on camera.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was some Chinese dude. You know what I'm saying?
He trying to get in the camera.
Yeah, it was a lot going on. But I also think,
his OnlyFans.
Right.
I also think,
oh man.
Unfortunately, and I know how influential music is on the culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we grew up in a time where, first of all, words are powerful. And
they really are.
For so many years, we call our women bitches and hoes.
We do.
Ho, 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 bitch, 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 bitch.
Yep.
At some point, those words gonna manifest.
They believe
and
it.
They did.
And they have manifested.
They have manifested.
We can't. We can't.
They have.
I ain't never seen nothing like this.
Can't disrespect our women like that.
Culture.
And now the female culture, the words have manifested. But the thing is, the manifestation of the words have been wrapped in a place of we're taking back our power.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
The power of pimping myself.
Right.
You talked about pimping me all these years. Pimp. I'm a pimp. We pimps. We gangsters. We pimps. We got cars. We got hoes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We tricking her out her money. We doing this. We doing that. Well, guess what? Now we're seeing the.
That looks like.
We're reaping the consequence of the words we spoke over our women for so many years. And now our daughters, it showed up in our daughters, though. See, nigga, you got it twisted. It showed up in your daughter. You ain't think that?
That's the crazy part. It's looking right at you.
It came out in your daughter. But I'm talking about, that was the culture, though.
That was the culture.
So what we do now?
That's we got to rectify it now.
We can only start with us.
Right.
One household at a time.
Sheesh.
That's what you got to do because, see, here's the thing. You're absolutely right. But a lot of these, the other side of that coin is a lot of these young ladies that are acting like this are in fatherless homes. And
you can't say that.
You don't think so?
That ain't even the case no more.
But it's a lot of fatherless homes out there.
That ain't even the case.
I don't think so. I think that's what you think.
That's what I want to think.
That's what you want to think.
Because that's usually the behavior of that type of scenario.
Yeah, I just want to keep it there.
It's not even that.
That ain't it no more.
That's not even it anymore.
That's part of the
I think you want to say that
what do you
because.
do?
Yeah, so what do
how
you
do? Combat that?
Now you have to rectify it. You have to rectify it by not calling us bitches and hoes.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
goodness.
That's a start.
Let's
change the wording.
The words.
Let's change the words we use.
But where does that start?
And start the conversation with our own kids. I think
it start with conversations like this too.
Yeah,
but it also got to start in you. Okay, so because now my wife talks on the phone and she talks to her siblings, and it's a lot of bitches and and it might not be so many hoes.
Well,
no, but
a lot of bitches.
I think that's
I think that's
but if you're gonna change, you gotta start with you.
I think that is my empowerment. Like that is like nigga. Like
see, that's how we can talk about that, right?
So like if you use the word nigga, we're not saying it we made it something different.
Okay.
But like when I'm talking to my sisters, but that don't mean I want you
to call me that.
Right. It means me and my sisters can talk to each other like that, but you don't get to call me that. It's just like the word nigga. Y'all could call each other that, but somebody that of another race can't come in and call y'all that.
Absolutely.
So that's just what it is. We own it now.
Because it was a taking back of the power.
It was the taking back of the power of that word and the power of that feeling, whatever, that feeling was.
But do you think that word have we reaped the word from the using the N word towards each other?
Meaning, have we benefited from it?
No,
she's saying she's right.
Culture,
absolutely.
Has that created something negative? Even though we can say we took the power back of it, but
it also has manifested in other ways. In a negative way.
Yeah.
Because when you're referring to somebody as a nigga, you're not.
It could be like my nigga.
Yeah, but that's not really like. I don't use that word as much because I understand what it does mean.
Now you do.
And I think because I'm an older man, but back in the day when I was younger, I was spewing it out. Mm-hmm. It was in every other word because that was just what we called our culture. This is what we did. But like you say, now it's something different.
I wonder. So.
Just like Freaknik.
Here's the connotation of the word. Mm-hmm. So if I'm sitting and I'm having a conversation with some people who don't know Jason,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And we talking, and I say, blah 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 blah, and my brother Jason came over. I don't know what kind of mental picture that puts in somebody's head,
right?
Or versus me saying blah 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 blah, and this nigga Jason came over,
right?
Like what's placed in the mental?
Yeah,
when my brother. This nigga.
Brother seems more endearing.
Right. It is. It means it's personal.
Okay, well, let's say my nigga.
Now, that does change the word.
But does it
this nigga versus my nigga changes the picture.
But does it change the mental picture if I'm talking to people who don't know you at all?
Yeah. It does.
And maybe I'm talking to some people from a different culture as well.
Right.
And I say my brother came over or my nigga came over. What is the makeup of the mental picture of
The
that?
mental picture will be different.
It will, most definitely.
It's different.
It's huge.
To me.
It's a huge
It's a
difference.
huge difference.
Yes.
And I think at the end of the day, that's why we say words are powerful. Because they do manifest into things. But if you just let's look at, I don't know if y'all seen the Freaknik documentary.
I ain't watched it
I
yet.
haven't. Is it good?
Well, it's very good. And it's very informing. Because when you realize where the origin of Freaknik came from and what it represented versus what it morphed
I
into.
did know that part. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
To be able to speak with the founders of the Freaknik, to speak with those people and to see all of them, they're literally not too much older than us. Mm-hmm. These are people that were young college students that just wanted a place because they couldn't go home. Mm-hmm. They just wanted to have a good time. And it started off innocent. It was very small. And then it grew into something grotesque and perverted. Mm-hmm. And women were assaulted and were molested and raped. Or not molested, they were raped in so many different ways. And it was never meant for it to ever be that. So
the intention didn't start that way.
No.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's so wild though, Jay,
That makes
because it's
sense.
like, even when we look at a lot of our organizations,
yeah.
a lot of our organizations started with a certain intention and ended up being something completely different.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
We talking gangs, we talking
Fraternities,
Yeah, fraternities,
we talking,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We talking all those things. So things start a certain way, and then it just take a turn.
It does.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think, you know what a lot of those turns come from? It comes from the financial aspect of
Yeah,
it.
it is.
Because once money comes into play, you really get a chance to see people's true colors. You cannot do business with everybody. Because everybody's, the way they look at money is not, if this person's a shark and you a guppy, y'all don't need to be doing business together.
Boy, you made me want some fish, Jay.
You-
Who frying some fish? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Red-
But that's a real. But you can't like.
No.
He's going to eat you.
Yeah.
He's going to devour you.
Yeah.
He's going to make it look good. He's going to draw you in, and then he's going to jump over you.
Money magnifies.
Money
who you are.
magnifies everything,
It magnifies all your flaws.
and it turns
Everything.
things. It could if you have money and you do things and you use money with the right purpose. And I say that, and I'm gonna say, if God is in the midst of that, how you made your money, how you use your money. If you're using it for His purpose, then most times your decisions are going to be pretty good decisions, and you're going to empower people and help people in different ways that change their lives for the better.
But you know what, Jay? For you to do that, you had to be doing that before the money.
Before the
showed
money.
up.
Absolutely,
Because that was your heart.
absolutely,
And
that's
it
your heart. That's right.
magnified-
That's right.
Magnified it.
But when you see most of these people, let's just take a rapper, for instance. Most rappers, they tell you they came from nothing. Not all of them, but a lot of them came from nothing. So when money comes at you that fast, when you've come from nothing, a lot of times you're going to be very destructive with it. You know what I mean? It's going to promote the prostitution. Hey, come, if I know if I can go be around this artist I like that I love and he look good to me and I want to be in his presence.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna also get $5,000 to go be there. No matter. See, they're looking at it like, oh, I already liked him in the first place. Oh, he was already cute. I already desired him. But on the back end, you just prostituted yourself, and you just let everybody around him know that you just prostituted yourself.
Yeah.
So now your value in that room has just tumbled because you got a price. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no price on me. There's no price on you. So therefore, you're invaluable. But when you actually put a price on you, no matter if that price is $1 million, you know how many people could pay $1 million to be with you?
But
Just
I think now, though, like, I don't know, everything's so twisted now.
Yeah.
People put more
it is.
value on you because you do have a price.
Price. Yeah, they do. I think that's just what what we see on TV and everything.
Yeah.
Because like even reality shows, the more fights and like the more discourse, the higher the ratings.
Oh man.
When it's no discord and everybody's living in harmony, the ratings.
That show's
horrible. The show is canceled. There's a positive dad.
Right.
A mother who supports.
Nothing going on here.
Right. Those shows are horrible.
Right. Those become.
It's literally networks now where all they do is bring people on to fight. Man, just put them in the ring, man.
Yeah.
Like now it's gonna be it's gonna be Zeus versus this other network.
No, right. It is gonna be, but
like they're gonna join together and become a superpower.
Remember one of my coworkers, it was like some fight going on at a restaurant over in Bankhead.
I remember that.
And it was like a fight.
Instagram.
It was some Instagram people, and they was going back and forth at each other.
Instagram.
They had fought outside. Now they about to fight in the ring.
Make it an official fight.
Made it an official fight. Made money on it and everything. Yes.
Wow.
Pack the place out on a Wednesday or something.
For sure.
Yeah, like it's a whole market.
It's a whole market
in there.
It was just
Instagram fights.
Right. It's just crazy. So like when we're in a world where it seemed like things that were considered wrong when we were younger are right now.
Of course.
Yeah.
And it is pretty scary.
Yeah.
It is pretty scary because it's like certain things didn't used to happen. Like, you never hurt a child. You never hurt a woman.
It was standard.
Yeah.
Standards.
And now it's no standards. It's like the Wild Wild West. It's like, okay, gender neutral means everybody's up for grabs.
Anybody can get it.
Yeah. And literally, yeah. And so it's just everything is different now.
But let me ask you this. Let me ask y'all this. And this is this just happened. I just feel like this happened because I think the old way of doing things, church-wise, because church is what kept a lot of us in check. I know, you know what I mean? My mama made sure I went to church. Her grandmother went to church. I don't know if people make you go to church?
But I went to church with my great-grandmother.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is we knew we had some form of religion or church in our lives to where we knew kind of, right from wrong, or we had some type of moral compass on what to do and what not to do, right? But there has been a huge drop-off with church. And I believe it's because, one, it has been casted in a negative light because a lot of things have been exposed and things have done, and it's just it is
a lot of ridiculous.
It is most definitely a lot of stuff that has brought church to people where it's almost like a minstrel show. That's how people look at it. But Brian said something another episode ago where he talked about how the church is supposed to be a hospital, right? And because a church is supposed to be a hospital, at what point am I healed? At what point do I get well? At what point do I need to move on? I think that's what happened. I think because we got so rooted and grounded in just the church,
people stayed at the hospital.
They stayed at the hospital.
Stayed at the hospital.
They never ever got out to actually spread what they learned and expanded it amongst their families.
That's deep.
I was trying to see where he was going with this.
Yes, a lot of times because of the culture of what
that's too much.
That, and I'm gonna call it an industry just for sake. The culture of that industry doesn't necessarily promote the patient leaving the hospital,
which is because it became an industry, which is financial. It became more about the money because keeping people in here brings us financial gain.
It's a big thing about feeling like you work to fill the seats,
right?
So you want to see the seats filled.
You want to see the fruits of your labor, but
you want to see the seats
filled.
But
that means it becomes more about you and not about the will of God. Because
but the fruits of the labor is supposed to be the people who are applying this to their lives
and applying it to other people. They're spreading the fruit.
So a lot of little churches, a lot of little hospitals appearing.
Right.
We're supposed to be urgent cares.
Yeah. Exactly.
We all supposed to be urgent care.
And we're not, and I don't believe the church was ever designed for us to have to be there every Wednesday, Sunday. I think at the end of the day, you're taking away from, a child is affected is affected positively when you reward them, right? If church becomes a task, it's no longer a reward. It's a place for you to go to feel good. But I don't feel good here. Like, I'm just learning. I don't want to be here every
anything that's good for a child, they're going to feel taxed over it.
Right. So what I'm saying is, but hear me out. Hear me out. You're right. Vegetables, anything else, right? But here,
you don't even want to eat.
But hear me out. You're absolutely right. But what if instead of us going every Sunday, we went every other Sunday, but on that other Sunday we did something fun?
Yeah.
We did something fun where we went and
like community
something, or we went and did something that we normally wouldn't do. But at the same time, we're able to.
This is coming from somebody who's harmed from being at church.
I was at church a lot.
As a child.
Too much. Yeah. Too much. 3 services.
So you would have liked to at least go to the aquarium or something.
Right. If I was just able to go outside with my friends.
Go to an aquarium.
No. If I could just be at home with my friends.
Not have to get up.
Right. Or be able to sleep in on a Sunday. That's a reward to me. So if I'm like now, I'm more apt to be excited to go to church. Because I know, I don't have to be every Sunday. Now it's more. I'm able to receive more. Choice. Right.
I tell you what, the thing was with us though, and I see as a child how it's horrible. Wait, what I'm saying, you get to the point, like us, where we was bleeding out.
Yeah.
And that ambulance had to come get us.
And you needed it, right? That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But I understand what you're saying.
Everybody's not there.
I understand what you're saying.
And at some point, you got to be able to go through rehab. You got to be able to, like, it's a hospital and then there's a progression.
I was about to say, I agree with you in terms of, I don't know if we're supposed to be in the same church for 25 years.
Absolutely. I don't believe,
I just don't know.
I don't believe in that either.
It's just kind of weird. But it's like, I feel like there has to be a promotion.
I think it's okay to be connected for 25 years.
No problem at all, of
course.
Like,
if you're not applying it to your everyday life and you're not seeing the growth, or you're not seeing your life elevate as much as your pastors, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever, like, I feel like that's kind of weird.
Well, this is the thing about fruit.
But you can't say as much as your pastor, though.
Not necessarily.
Everybody is different. Everybody got a different mindset. That's just like saying you study a billionaire for years and now you're supposed to be a billionaire. It's a big difference.
How sometimes people look to them as the standard, as the example. Like, man, I'm trying to get a thing like this.
Right.
It's usually like a comparison, but it's like they're giving you everything they got. You know what I mean? Like the principles, the da-da-da-da.
It's a lot.
And then it's like you have not taken it and applied it to your life. So I guess I don't know. It is kind of just.
No, I get what you're saying.
I feel like there should be a level of promotion because, like, what about the people who need to come? Like, what about for like maybe a smaller church? Like, what about the people that have to come in?
How does it grow?
How does
the church grow if there's no level of promotion? I'm gonna tell you where she's going. Let's equate it to a tree. If the leaves never fall off a tree, new leaves can't grow.
Right.
So at what point does your fruit begin to show? The new leaves is my fruit. If we're a fruit tree, if I'm a lemon tree, if those lemons stayed on the tree forever, that means no one else is able to come in and become a lemon. It stops with you. But when those lemons are picked or they fall and they're going away and the new lemons come in, that means there's growth. That means your fruit or your seed is growing. And you want that. I want my children to eventually fall off my tree so that they can create their own tree. They're still connected to me as a tree. My blood still runs through them. Everything that I've poured into them still exists. They're still my child. But
and that's the thing. I think a lot of people equate growth with disconnection. Or,
it doesn't have to be.
It's not. It's
not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same.
And that's what I'm saying. So I get what Corinne is saying in the sense of promotion, meaning where do I go from here? What's my next move?
Yeah.
What's my next step? Because if I'm under you for 25 years, there has to be a reason for that. And most people don't have the same reason. Some people are supposed to be there for that time.
Yeah.
But not everybody.
But the thing is, it's just like in business. It's just like progressing in business.
Yeah.
The biggest thing, the longest part of it is the becoming part. It's you have to become a certain person to receive certain things.
There you go.
And the process is the becoming. And a lot of times, the becoming take 25 years.
That's right.
The becoming
That's very
takes,
true.
so you can't, like,
You can't disconnect from it because you're still becoming that person.
Becoming.
Right.
So,
becoming is not easy.
It's not.
No.
That's why
it is a process.
It is relative.
Yeah,
That's true.
becoming is relative.
That's
Very
true.
much so.
Like, I don't, it can take you 75% of your life to even become the type of person who can make $1 million.
Absolutely.
And
Period.
I'm witnessing that with myself now.
Right.
Because of the transitions I'm trying to take. And I promise you, changing who you are is a lifetime.
It most definitely fires things in you that was never there before. Yeah. But what had to happen in order for us to get to this new place is something had to die.
Right.
Yeah.
Something had to be let go.
My ego, man. What? I'm just slowly killing that ego.
Something had to die. It had to go. Because
it had to be a rebirth of something new.
If I was carrying that with me, I would never be the man that I'm becoming.
Have to fall off.
Things have to fall off.
Holding you, distracting you. There's so many things that have to fall off.
A lot.
Right.
Habits, thought processes, mental stronghold, spiritual stronghold.
Trauma.
Trauma. All
that.
That becoming is a lot of times people, and that's because people listen to other people to hear the I am part. The I am part. And you can too. But you really got to dig into the becoming.
And the becoming. But here's the thing. And
people get trapped in the becoming too.
But not a lot of people share about the becoming.
That's a huge part.
Not a lot of people share the process.
Well, no. A lot of people do share. They just put it in a book. And a lot of us don't read it.
It don't be like on the live.
Right. Listen, somebody have literally, you got all of these billionaires and millionaires and very successful people who have put literature out there on how to help yourself become whatever it is. Now, I'm not saying that they have the end all be all to your quest, but they do have some gems that are in there that'll make you say, wow. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
But it's in a book. And a lot of us are so focused on social media that we don't realize, or we'll be the first ones to say, ain't nobody helping me.
The easy way is to say, hey, so I see you're doing this in Vegas. How can I do this in Atlanta?
How can I do this?
Because I want to make millions right now.
You become my book.
You become my book.
The face. Book.
You are, and you're the Facebook. Cut it out, man. But you just said a whole mouthful right there.
No.
That's something, ain't it?
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That is crazy. But that's the world we live in. We live in a Facebook society.
Oh crap!
The worst thing that could have ever happened to us was MySpace and Black Planet.
When it comes to that, but you know what? When it comes to that Facebook though. Everybody reading that book at face value.
They are.
Meaning you're not going no deeper than the cover.
No, you're not.
The knowledge is not on the cover.
You don't get to know that person.
Just not on
you
the
never
cover.
see. You never see nothing. You can
Everybody
have a person
covered
that's
up.
So that's why it's the highlight reel.
It is the highlight reels.
Yeah, that's why people only want to see the highlight reels.
That's
If you know your reels can go viral. You know,
Real
like
quick.
because it's like, people want to just see the highlights of things. They don't want to go. People don't want to go deep. They don't want to go. They don't want to
go to chapter 15.
Even I'm gonna say something. Even when you
don't want to read the whole chapter.
Disagree, like me disagreeing with you could be me gaslighting you, and it's really just I disagree.
I just disagree.
And I'm not trying to gaslight you. I just don't believe that, or I just don't believe you. I don't know. Something in my gut say you're lying. I'm gaslighting. They're trying to change the story. I be like,
what are you looking at?
Right.
Those comments like, what are you looking at?
I'll tell you, okay, so
it be that BS. I be like, that is some bull. Because we can literally, people can disagree.
We should not be a problem.
And it shouldn't be,
and we don't have to dislike each other.
Right. And I shouldn't have to think like the whole group.
Right.
in order to be.
Yeah.
Like, why can't somebody just be an individual? Individuality is gone. I will say that.
The road less traveled.
Yeah, so that's why.
Individuality.
Yeah.
Well, it's not gone. It's just the road less traveled.
Yeah.
So you got people that are. It's always the world has always been like this. The majority is always going to be the easy path because someone has already been right there in front of you to show you what to do, how to do it, and it's already laid out for you. That unbeaten path is where that individuality. That's the hard path. It's a lot more thorny. You go through a lot more, but you become a unique individual at the other side of it. A lot of us just don't want to go through that struggle. We want it to be easy. Mm-hmm. We want somebody to put it out there. So if I can just, instead of reading this book that could possibly change my life, I'd rather call old girl online or take just look at what she's saying and just follow her path. It's easy.
Save her post.
In 3 minutes,
Save her post.
right? Yeah.
In 3 minutes, she's giving me the game. I just got to go to Vegas and sell my body.
Yeah. And put it go live. Go live.
Just go live. Yeah, go live at the bar.
The blueprint.
Yeah.
But got to make sure my BBL's good. Got to make sure my breast is up. Got to make sure I spend $3,000 on my hair and my makeup, teeth. And got to get them big teeth. I got to do all that. Listen, we got to do all that now.
Hey, you got teeth that look like you 23 and eyes that look like you 65. Your teeth and your eyes don't match. Teeth and eyes are supposed to match.
They are supposed to match. The glow is
Boy, look in your eyes, you 75. Look at your teeth, you 19. That look crazy.
Your neck too. Your neck tells a lot. Your neck tell a story, man. Your neck tell a story. Yeah, your hands tell a story too.
That's what we doing.
Listen, let your teeth match your hands and your neck.
These things are supposed to match.
Supposed to match, man. Y'all crazy. But I say all that to say to this whole situation is we got to get back to the basics of being family.
Yeah.
And just letting our kids know what normal looks like. Because a lot of these 22-year-olds were just 17 5 years before that. Mm-hmm. So there was somebody in their lives that had the opportunity to stop this. And so fathers, be present in your little girls' lives. Oh my gosh. Let them know that they're beautiful. Let them know that they don't have to accept what any little boy tell them. Let them know that you don't have to look like everybody else and do what everybody else is doing. Show them they're beautiful. Show them that they're cared for and that they're unique. And show them what's unique about them. Yeah. And treat their mamas good. Show them what a normal relationship looks like. What a man is supposed to do to a woman. How a woman is. It ain't money either. It's the way he make her feel.
That's it, man.
Fellas, make sure you help around the house. Cook a little bit. Clean up. Take a load off. Show your daughter that as a man, that's what it should be done. So they're not accepting just anything. They understand that a partnership takes two. Yeah. That there are no roles in love. We do whatever it takes for it to survive. Show them these things. We got to get back to that.
And along the lines of that, man, my daughter said something the other day. She said, I just want a relationship. And like you said, Jay, I just want a relationship like mom and dad.
Ooh.
No.
And then she said, and Martin and Gina. And I could respect it.
I can so respect it.
I say, okay,
They do have pretty dope relationships.
Those are goals.
Those are goals. But man, I'm telling you, man, that's it. Be an example.
Right.
And that don't let the mamas off the hook. Yeah. Mamas.
Do the same.
Y'all got a lot more work to do than us daddies do. Because they're emulating you. Everything you do. Everything you say. Yep. How you talk. How you walk. They emulating you. Yep. You are exactly what a woman is supposed to be. So sometimes you got to check yourself too.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of checking.
Don't think that they ain't watching it
all the time.
All the time.
Ran got a lot of checking to do. She got a lot of self checking.
Ain't nobody asking about none of that.
For sure. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's important for dads to teach sons how to be husbands.
That's right.
and moms to teach daughters
how to be wise. Man. And that right there. Yeah. So I'm not judging that young lady. I understand that life happens. Man. Things happen.
So many
and
layers.
There's so many levels
layers
to
that
it.
we can't even touch on.
Yeah.
But we are most definitely grieved because we understand that there's so much better out there.
Yeah, man.
So much.
I prayed for her.
Yeah, for sure. We'll all be praying for her because
and not just her. It's just about the culture. Just the culture, man.
The culture.
She's just a representation.
The culture. But I think we got to start spending more time with our kids. And start understanding and just being interested in what they interested in.
Yeah, come down to their level. It's called coming down to their level.
And it's not church every Sunday. I promise you, it's not.
You gotta do what you called to do.
Yeah.
Because your becoming may look different from somebody else.
Mine most definitely do. Yeah. And so, I'm not. But I also can speak to this because I came from this.
And the thing is, like, some people do need church every Sunday.
Yeah.
So
and for those that do, what I'm saying is, I'm not telling you not to go to church every Sunday.
Listen,
don't.
So
please let me clear that up.
Go to church, or if you want to rock like Jay, go to the aquarium.
Right. Just spend time with your family.
Sunday.
Look, that's all I say. Spend time with your family, man.
This is another episode.
Family my choice.
Just spend some time with your family. FBC cousins.
This is another
episode of FBC. It's been real, guys.
Make sure y'all chiming in, drop your letters in the email, man. Get with us, man. FBC Family by Choice.
Hey.
Out. Peace.